Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is The Truth Will Rise. I'm back with a brand new video, and excuse me. I debated on whether I was going to do this video for quite some time, but after having a plethora of conversations with a lot of different people, I think I need to kind of make a video touching on this subject, and I'll try to be as brief and as thorough as possible. So hopefully the 8 of you who watch this will get something out of it. But moving right along. Anyway, as you undoubtedly know, of course, it's coming into election season, and so the paid puppets that have been put out in front of the masses are parading around, making their platitudes and soon-to-be unfulfilled promises to get the votes. I wish you could see me using air quotes, that they need to get elected. So inevitably, of course, this inspires a lot of discussion, debate from people at large. While that is part of what I want to say. Now, first, let me say this, because our people, brothers and sisters, we are the most politically naive people oftentimes on the planet. And here's why I say that. Because so, as you know, they're presenting with the Donald and Hillrod. These are the two that they're this Pepsi and Coke, iPhone and Android, PlayStation and Xbox. This is how they always do it. Real quick, you notice they always set up a dichotomy. It's either one or the other. It's always like that. That's not a coincidence. But moving right along. So, you hear, particularly from our people and, the so-called liberal, that you shouldn't vote for Donald Trump because he's racist, and you should vote for Hillary merely to keep Donald Trump from winning. Again, air quotes. Now, first of all, let's think about this. Let's unpack this for a minute. First of all, if you are voting for someone not because you support them, their plans, their agendas, what have you, but merely to keep the other candidate from winning, you definitely need to step back and assess why you're even voting for that other person in the first place, okay? 1. 2, you're saying Donald Trump is a racist. That is true. However, here's the thing. As crazy as this sounds, when it comes to racism, I want my racism on a plate right out in front of me so I can get a good whiff of it. I don't want any of this deceptive racism, the velvety glove over an iron fist. Let me know right up front. And maybe, because here's the thing, for the past 8 years at least, our community has been asleep at the political wheel under the current administration. When they were selected, which, by the way, it wasn't our vote that did it. So please stop running around saying we did it, for one. Secondly, and this is kind of the crux of what I want to get into, since this administration has been in office, he's done very little for the black community. Period. It's not up for debate. It's just fact. Now, if you don't believe me, and I'm going to discuss why, and I'm going to tie this back to the other candidates. Now, the other communities that have gotten something, or that have gotten things done, the Latino community, women, the homosexual community. Why is that? Well, one, he was not put in office to do anything for black people anyway. Just look at his advisors, who he surrounded himself with, his experience. So that wasn't going to happen. Just some, a little rudimentary research into his background would have shown you that. But, that'd be asking too much from people. But secondarily, these other communities, what did they come to the table with? They came with an agenda, and they came in with money, okay? Understand that. It's a reality of the political world that we live in. Money is what gets things done. Period. End of discussion. If you don't have money, all you got is a hope. So when they sit down, they say, look, here's what we need to get done. If you want our support, here's what we need, and we have the economic base to punish if those demands are not met, or we can find someone who will. Period. That's what gets their attention. Think about it. For all of the little old ladies, all the brothers and sisters who sent their $20, $50, $100 in, when they have these events, these $1,000, $5,000, $10,000 a plate events, guess who's not there? Many of the people who will be waiting in line to vote. So, with that being said, guess who they're going to listen to? If you don't believe me, his biggest supporter was Goldman Sachs. And I forget the CEO right now. His name escapes me. But you better believe that he can call and get an audience with the president anytime he wants. That money gives you options. Tying that back to not only the Obama administration, but these current candidates right now. For instance, Hillary Clinton went and recently met with the Latino community. You know what they talked about? They talked about issues in their community. Why should you get our support? Here's what we have. And again, if not, then we're going to find someone who can. And because we have an economic base in place, we can do that. When she meets with us, they're out there doing the damn Dougie. See, that's the difference. They weren't out there salsa dancing with the Latino community. They was out there talking issues, talking about breaking bread, getting things done. But they never do that with us. Why? Because they don't take us seriously, particularly the Democratic nominees. At least, it's been out there that the Republicans do not care about black people, and whatever, be that as it may. However, the Democratic Party has long taken the black vote for granted and continue to do so with antics like that. But the onus is on us because we allow it. Getting back to what I said earlier, we don't come to the political table with agendas and money, and money, an economic base. And because of that, they can come around and shuck and jive with you, pat you on the head, make you feel good, get you that attention, and you run to the polls and you vote because you're feeling good. And then 2, 4, 8 years later, you're back where you started, or in most cases, worse off, wondering what happened. That's what happened. I mean, think about this. The situation in Flint with the water, that's not new. That's been going on for quite some time. When the story broke, how long did it take for the president to even finally get around to making an appearance in Flint? How long did that take? Ask yourself that. Juxtaposed to the situation in Orlando, was down there like that. Now, granted, you can try to say that, it's because of loss of life and all these things. Fine. There wasn't that quick of a response in Charleston, was there? Think about that, brothers and sisters. You better think about that. You better think about that. They will continue to do these things until economically and politically we get our act together. That we understand that until we have an economic base, a system in place to demand the things that we want, because all they understand is money, and that without that we don't constitute a voting bloc that warrants enough attention. But I'll also say, because again this is somewhat complex, that the onus also falls on us to get our economic game in order. We sit around and wait for someone to do it for us. You're always waiting for someone to save you, be it President Obama or Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton or Jesus or whoever, when you can do, which is really a deflectionary tactic to not getting out there and doing the necessary work yourself. You know, you sit around and say, for instance, parents like to talk to their about what sport they're going to play professionally. Stop it. You know, instead of, you know, this pie in the sky about your child playing pro sports, which you have a better chance of being struck by lightning, kidnapped by aliens, and finding the Loch Ness Monster in the same day. You talk to them about business ownership, owning what you do, how to create wealth. It's things of that nature. Setting yourself up to have your name on the door, to not have your future in someone else's hands. If you're not talking about that, then, you know, you're not really talking about anything. And that's one of the things that we need to do, you know, to not only get our act together financially, collectively from a community standpoint, but, you know, if you choose to step into the political arena, that's one of the things that you know, have to have. That's why all these other communities are able to get their agendas pushed through and pushed to the forefront and get things done. Meanwhile, we sitting around and we're waiting on someone else to just do it. Maybe because they're a little bit darker, or maybe because we voted for their husband. And as long as we continue to think politically ass backward like that, we'll continue to be bringing up the caboose in this current society. So until we get that together, you know, we not only have no room to complain, but we have no bullets to fight with. So think about that, brothers and sisters. Just want to get your thoughts on the matter. Those are mine. I will be back with more videos because I have a lot to say on a couple of the issues that are out there. And thanks for the 10 or 11 people that are watching this. I'll be back real soon. Peace.